Chapter 9. There's a war no one sees after betrayal. It doesn't play out in public. It doesn't scream for attention. It happens in the quiet. Inside your mind, your body, your soul. You look fine. You smile when you need to. You show up at work, check off your to-do list, maybe even laugh at the right jokes. But underneath all that, there's a constant battle. One part of you is angry. Another is numb. 1 minute, you want to burn it all down. The memories, the love, the connection. The next, you're replaying the sweetest moments, wondering how something so beautiful turned into this. This is what betrayal does. It doesn't just break your heart, it creates a civil war inside you. You go back and forth between hope and rage. Between, maybe it wasn't that bad and how could they do this to me? Between craving their comfort and hating the fact that you still care. It's exhausting, it's confusing, and it's real. Don't let anyone minimize it. Don't let anyone tell you to just move on. This isn't about holding a grudge. It's about trying to make sense of something that made no sense at all. See, your heart was all in. You were loyal. You were committed. You believed. So now, trying to walk away from that love, even if it was one-sided, feels like trying to amputate a part of yourself. That's why it's not simple. That's why healing takes time. It's hard to leave someone behind when pieces of you are still tangled in the what-ifs. What if they change? What if it was just a mistake? What if I'll never love like this again? And yet, you also know that staying in that space between reality and fantasy is costing you something. Your peace, your clarity, your sense of self. There comes a moment when you have to name the war. Call it what it is. I am at war with myself because I'm grieving, angry, scared, and still holding on to someone who let me down. You can love someone and still acknowledge they harmed you. You can miss them and still choose yourself. You can feel everything, absolutely everything, and still walk away. Healing doesn't require you to shut your heart off. It requires you to stop abandoning yourself. And that starts by recognizing the voices inside, the one that wants to fix it, the one that wants to destroy it, the one that blames you, the one that tries to numb everything just to get through the day. They're all trying to protect you, but not all of them are telling the truth. The truth is, you did not deserve this. You are not to blame for someone else's betrayal. You are not too emotional, too dramatic, too broken to heal. You are simply wounded and doing your best to survive a heartbreak you didn't see coming. So, how do you win the war inside? Not by forcing yourself to feel better overnight. Not by pretending you're over it. But by choosing, moment by moment, to anchor yourself in reality. Reality says, they chose what they chose, and I don't have to keep paying the price for it. Reality says, I am allowed to miss them and still move on. Reality says, I may not feel strong yet, but I am still worthy of love, safety, and peace. You don't have to silence the war in one day. You just have to stop feeding the part of you that keeps hoping the past will rewrite itself. You are allowed to feel the ache without picking at the wound. You are allowed to grieve without reopening the door. You are allowed to walk away without waiting for them to see your worth. And little by little, as you listen more closely to the voice of truth, the voice that speaks from your wholeness, not your wound, the war will quiet. The war will turn into whispers. The whispers will turn into silence. And in that silence, you'll find something powerful. Peace. Not because the pain disappeared, but because you stopped fighting yourself for a love that didn't fight for you. And that is where freedom begins.